Alright, very good afternoon to you from SRL. It's round 14 of Season 7 on F1 2021 on the PS4 platform. And for the first time, we're gonna race around Imola in SRL. Of course, one of the new tracks being added to the calendar on F1 2021. So, the inaugural San Marino Grand Prix here in Imola. And I'm very much looking forward to see what's going to happen in this race today. We had a very exciting race 1 week ago in Spa with a late safety car in the wet and a very close finish indeed, with Sandro Dulis eventually clinching the victory after a post-race penalty for myself after I initially thought I'd won the race, but unfortunately received a penalty for overtaking on the VSC, which cost me what would have been the first victory in a very long time. But it was Sandro Dulis who actually got a win for the very first time in a long time. It was 1001 days since Sandro Dulis last won a Grand Prix before last week. So he was definitely due for a race win. And even though it did come at the cost of myself, it was good to see him back on the top step in that wet race in Spa-Francorchamps. But we've got Imola for round 14, and yeah, it's a pretty good track. I think it does have potential for some decent racing, and to be honest, in my opinion, it's great to see this track in the official F1 game again for the first time since F1 2013, when it was a classic track. So hopefully it can bring up a race which is going to be, well, if it's half as good as Spa, it's already gonna be a good one, I think. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I can't be part of the race today, which is what I was expecting. But again, like we've had a few times already this season, the guy who usually commentates the SRL races this season, Scott, unfortunately couldn't make this race, and our co-commentator Lewis Marshall doesn't have internet connection which is really good enough to live stream on the channel, so that's why I am hosting the stream, and we're gonna get Lewis in here as a co-commentator. So I'm gonna join his party shortly. And in terms of the championship, after 13 rounds, it is still, of course, Jensen Randall leading the point standings, as he did last year. Of course, he is the reigning SRL World Champion. And it's Logan Aron in second place and Alexei Koivuniemen in third, but they are pretty distant from Jensen Randall at the top of the standings. And also Sandro Dulis is closing up on the top three. He's in fourth place in front of myself in fifth. And those five are the only drivers that have reached the 100 point mark in this season. Sandro Dulis in the live chat saying he loves Imola. Yeah, it's certainly a good track. I agree on that definitely, and hopefully I will get to drive it next year in SRL. But of course, we also did get to drive her in the GT3 championship a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I will invite Lewis indeed. And apologies if I sounded a little bit distracted in the intro and the first couple of minutes of the commentary, but my 7-year-old cousin was next to me. He has decided to leave now, I think, but that distracted me a little bit, which might have affected the commentary slightly, but luckily we haven't got started with the race yet. But we are going to get started with qualifying now. And of course we did have a completely wet weekend the previous race in Spa, and again we are starting off with a wet qualifying session. So of course I can't see what the weather is going to be like for the race. I'm sure that maybe Sandro or another driver can let me know, because they do have access to the weather forecast, of course, in the garage. So I'll just wait if I can get some information on that, whether it's going to be a dry race. But yeah, we're gonna start with the qualifying session now, and everyone is gonna be on outlaps now, so I'm gonna invite Lewis to the party so we can have Lewis Marshall in here as the co-commentator. Yeah, Lewis already in the live chat. No, don't worry, Lewis. I will join your party. So you won't have to commentate just to yourself. Good day, Lewis.
Hi.
Yeah, apologies for the wait.
I thought you forgot about me. I was about to cry.
No, I won't forget about you. I was just rambling on too long in the intro. So I've actually got to increase my game volume a little bit. Because I noticed in the previous live stream, when we did Abu Dhabi, it was a little bit low, I think, in terms of volume. So maybe it's gonna sound a bit better now.
And hopefully, it'll be as exciting as Abu Dhabi.
Yeah! I mean, if we can get very similar to that, then I certainly won't be complaining.
What's your thoughts on Imola quickly? I've barely touched this game, so I've done probably about 20 laps off this track.
Yeah, to be honest, I actually like this track, and also with F1 cars, like the first two sectors are pretty flowing. Of course, we don't have a lot of like high-speed corners, but still the chicanes and the quick change of direction, feels pretty fast in F1, especially after being used to drive this track on other games with GT3 cars and that. So, it's a pretty good track, and I think it has some decent opportunities for racing as well. So, hopefully, it's gonna be a good race, and I'm not sure if it's going to be dry or wet. Of course, we are starting off in the wet here in qualifying, but I think it's a good track, Imola.
Yeah, like I said, I drove it for about half an hour or so. It is quite a fun track to drive. I was awful at it because I'm just awful at this game, but it was quite fun.
Yeah, I agree. Already yellow flags in Sector 1. We'll quickly see if we can find if somebody's at an off-track excursion. We can see the Williams here without a front wing. Yeah, so might have been a little bit of an incident there.
Oh, yeah, he's into the gravel there. Who's first on the lap? I can't see.
I saw Jens Rendell was starting a lap just then, so we can maybe follow him to see what he can set as a benchmark.
Here he is. Nice Mercedes. I don't know why, I forgot the Mercedes was black for a second.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure what I prefer, silver or black, but I do like that they've gone back to silver now for 2022.
Yeah. I preferred this 2021 livery to the new one though.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I prefer. I think I actually may prefer the silver Mercedes, but the black one certainly does look good.
Yeah.
And
oh, we've got a retirement. Charles Leclerc.
that is very early in the session. And that's unfortunate for Adelina Ho, who is already retired. I didn't catch it in the live stream, but very early crash for him. We can already see the first benchmark for Theodoros Samanadis making his SRL debut. Selmes 124.4 is the first lap of the session.
What kind of laps are you expecting, or do you not really know? I'm guessing with it being wet as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I don't know what a good like intermediate lap is around here. So we'll see how far the times are gonna drop, but we're probably gonna get quite far underneath at 124. But I don't know. I have no idea really.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if the 24.4 is pole, because the amount of talent we've got in the grid, like Jensen and
yeah,
I'm awful with names. Alexei, that's it.
Yeah, we've had quite a few new drivers lately, so it takes a bit of getting used to actually recognize the drivers and the numbers and the gamer tags and stuff like that. But Alexei Koivinemi now has gone to the top with a 123.737. It's already quite a bit ahead of Theodoros Samanidis.
Oh, Selma.
And he actually improves
23.5.
23.5, so he immediately responds and
Very
takes
impressive.
over the quickest time.
As Jensen's coming through the last corner now, see if he can that American pole. Well, provisional pole, I should say. And it's the 23.8. Guessing that's just a banker right now for Jensen.
Yeah, it might be. Still, he's already solid inside the top 3. 9 drivers on the time now.
Yeah.
Jeremy Pope with a 29.8. He probably hasn't really made a time attack yet. Also, Senaduli is up to 5th place. Yellow Ferrari of Dion still in 12th, as we've got yellow flags in sector 1. So probably a few drivers struggling for grip here in the wet conditions. We can pick up Yuri here. He is currently on his first flying lap. And again, yellow flags in sector 3 this time.
I'm just... Oh, I was just on board with Ivan Brito then, and do you know the... I'm not sure the numbers of the turns, but do you know the uphill section that you got the chicane?
Yeah.
Huge lock-up and went straight off track, and he's really struggling in these conditions.
Yeah, Mosic crosses the line to actually start his first flying lap, or he might have invalidated his previous one because he still doesn't have a time registered.
Oh, he's pushing here.
Oh, Alexei Kovenemi has gone off into the gravel. And he's into the wall. It looks like he can actually still control his car, so he didn't lose a wheel. And he can resume his session.
It looks like from the angle, he's lost his wheel then.
Yeah, fortunate for him, he just lost his front wing by the looks of it.
Very fortunate.
Yeah. Yellow flags in both sector 1 and sector 3 now.
I'm just on board with Euro Marusic, just keeping it clean.
Yellow flags in all 3 sectors. Seems like I'm missing everything right now. So yeah, apologies for missing a lot of action, but it's difficult to keep up, and yeah, so many things are going on. It's always difficult to like kind of predict who you need to spectate.
I'm just on board with yours lap, and apparently you went purple middle sector. I'm not sure if that's true, but if he has, that's impressive.
We'll track him as he crosses the line now.
Yeah, he's not close to pole. That must be just a glitchy game.
Yeah, sometimes sector times can be a little bit glitched in the color code, but
nice game.
P8 for you at the moment, as again Selmas improves to a 123.1. Very impressive stuff from the Greek. In the Aston Martin, number 13. Unlucky for some, but currently not unlucky for him. Jensen, 22.8. 3 tenths underneath. Yeah, so the times are dropping a lot now at the moment.
And I think, I'm not sure if it's you, but it looks like the track's slightly drying up.
Could be. Can't tell.
It looks like the rain's eased off a bit, and not much spray.
Yeah, that could also help the lap times, of course, if the weather just increases slightly. Or decreases, rather.
Yeah. I think Sandro's on the lap. He's about a tenth and a half up right now. See if the Ferrari man can improve.
Yeah, the winner from the previous race in Spa. He took victory for the first time in 1001 days.
I saw that stat. I was like, how long is that? Like 3 years?
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah,
Jesus.
over 3 years even. Season 3 was the last time, I believe.
Selmas, that's 22.6.
Wow, he continues to improve, and he has gone underneath Jensen Rendo again. Theodoros Samanidis, once again, shows that quicker lap times are possible.
It looks like a lot of these drivers, which is smart, is put a lot of fuel in so they can just do lap after lap after lap.
Yeah. To be honest, I like to do that as well in wet qualifying sessions, to just build up the rhythm, build up your pace. Because the tire wear is very minimal anyway.
Get more confident with the track.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And one thing we just missed then, talk about that, Logan up to P2.
Oh yeah, Logan Rawn, 22.7, places himself in front of, well, you could say his championship rival Jens Reno and Alexei Kovenemi, even though there are quite a few gaps in the standings, and Jens Rendo's already looking to stretch out an advantage, of course, in this Season 7, just like it did last year. But of course, with a lot of races still to go, it's definitely not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over till the final checkered flag. I don't know what round, not what round, what track it is for that.
Brazil is going to be the final race.
Oh, Brazil. Oh, best track to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Is anyone on the lap? I think Brian is finishing the lap. I'm not sure. Oh, a bit of a tank stab coming through that corner.
Up to the line, Brian Power in the Williams. Position.
P11.
So for him,
P11
27.9.
right now.
Dion Starr and Jeremy Pope, they'll probably don't really have a representative time yet with the 128. Here comes Dion Starr. He is currently on a lap as well. We can see yellow flags in all 3 sectors once again.
Nothing new.
We'll see by how far Dion will be able to improve. It looks like he ran a bit deep there, but looks like he's still pushing on.
I wonder how many drivers as well actually practice in the wet, or practice at all, really.
Yeah, I think usually, personally, I don't really practice in the wet because I always feel like I can get used to the wet conditions pretty quickly, but it does certainly help if you already have experienced it. And I did do it for Spa because we had to restart the lobby, so we knew it was going to be a wet race and we had a few minutes to actually prepare for that. And I'm not sure if you've seen anything from that race, but it was certainly a very exciting one, and also a bit of a heartbreaking one for myself because I initially thought I had actually won the race, but I got a post-race penalty.
Yeah. Yes, I saw that under the VSC.
Yeah, but nevertheless, it was still a really exciting race.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you my heart rate on those final 2 laps was going through the roof. Sorry, what did you say?
I was just saying, like, 1,001 days with Sandro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, that's longer than what it would have been for me because.
It to be that long.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice coincidence that it's that number.
That surely must be a record as well.
Probably, yeah. I think that must be the record for the longest time between wins. But I'm currently on about 800 and something days for my last win, so maybe I can break that record if I win a race like next year. But I don't really wish to break that.
High now.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But I don't really want to break that record. I prefer to win a race earlier.
It was like in 2019.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
As I think I was right earlier, it looks like the track is drying up. So I wonder if anyone will risk slicks at the end.
Yeah, maybe if the drivers feel like it gets to a point where it could be quicker, then who knows? Maybe we can see slick tires towards the end of the session. Yeah, it does look dry. It does look the rain has stopped indeed.
Yeah. This could be a good opportunity for like the people who's not usually at the front to give a surprise pole, or kind of like Hulkenberg in 2010 at Brazil.
Yeah, it could definitely mix it up if some drivers get the timing right or the tire choice.
Just realised as well, Max up to P4. Splitting both Mercedes now.
Oh yeah, very decent stuff from him indeed. 4th place for...
And he's just improved again.
Aston Martin driver. He's actually going to cross the line now again, but doesn't improve his lap time. He'll probably come to the pits as... No, actually he doesn't have enough time for that, so he might just finish this session on the intermediate tire.
Yeah, I don't think...
And it looks like Senna Hairwire is the first driver to actually try out a set of slicks. So we can maybe watch him to see how the grip levels are, and I think it looked like Alexei Koivunen was reacting to that. Yeah, he is. Alexei's also now out on the soft tires. So you're right, we are gonna see slicks.
very spotty ends to quali. It's like a one-shot quali now. If you mess up your lap,
Yeah,
then
exactly. It basically makes it a one shot.
that's it. I'm just looking out.
Oh, Senna.
Senna's had a huge crash.
I just happened to leave him in terms of the spectator mode, but you might have caught it. I unfortunately didn't
Yeah.
see it.
I looked down at my phone to look at names. The next thing I saw him in the wall.
Ah, that's unfortunate for him, so he won't be able to get a lap in on the soft tires. We can see a lot of drivers leaving the pit. Sandro Dulis has actually left the pit lane on intermediate tires, as has Brian Power.
Ooh.
And
I'm
also,
Don't.
so Alexei Kovenemi seems to be the only driver apart from Senna Herwire to have actually opted for soft tires.
Let's see if we can keep that Mercedes out of the wall. I think it's worth the risk, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I would actually go with slicks as well now. I think it might be the crossover point where it could be quicker.
Yeah.
Also, Theodoros Samanidis has called it a day. I'm not sure if he has crashed out or if he just left the session because he thinks he's done enough. But he is not going to get a lap time as well on the inters, or on the slicks rather.
Oh.
So interesting. So most drivers feel like it's not ready yet for slicks.
Yeah. I'm surprised that most people's out on inters.
Yeah.
It does
be
look
honest,
dry now.
Yeah, it surprises me as well. And also, Jeroen Schelkens has actually selected the mediums, so he's also going to try to set a lap time on the slick tires. As Max Mulder has crashed out of the session, yellow flags in sector 2.
I'm gonna stay on board with Alexi's lap just to see
Yeah,
how it's going.
yeah, he can indicate how the grip levels are. Maybe we can also keep track on the sector times to see if it. Oh, big slide there for the Williams. Yeah, I'll go on board with Alexi as well now. And Jesper Lampinen has crashed out as well.
Is a second down in the first sector.
Oh, we can see a wheel there in the wall. That's probably where maybe Max Boulder crashed out as Dion leaves the session as well. I'm not sure if that's because of crashes, but it probably is because we can constantly see yellow flags. It doesn't look like...
overheating maybe with the crashes.
Yeah, could be.
Oh,
Jensen Randall goes
22.5
provisional
from
pole
Jensen.
with a 22.5. So will anyone be able to beat that? He has set his lap time on the intermediate tire, so it looks like the track isn't quite dry enough yet.
That's surprising.
Yeah. And Alexi actually aborts his lap,
Yeah.
so he also couldn't improve.
Logan's coming up to the last sector, well, last couple of corners now. See if he can knock that Merc off pole.
Sandro Dulis up to 4th place, so he did also improve his lap time. So yeah,
Good
still the
efforts
intermediate
from
tire
Sandro
seems to be the right tire at this moment.
Oh. As Logan, 22.6.
Doesn't improve his position, so...
Oh, Jack. Oh, it's...
Another wheel on the track there.
It.
A lot of crashes towards the end of the session, but it is Jensen Randall who takes yet another pole position. Despite everything, despite the conditions, he has still managed to take another pole, but just ahead in the end of the rookie, the debutant, Theodoros Samanidis. 2nd place for him, really
300.
impressive. Yeah, only 300ths of a second behind. And also Logan Aron very close, 93,000 of a second behind the pole position. So the top 3 covered within a 10th of a second. And then 7 tenths of Sandro Dulis and Max Mulder. Good effort from him. Alexei Kovinemi in 6th place, Christian Dormant 7th, Jesper Lampinen, Jurem Rusic, and Senna Herwire completing the top 10. In front of Dion Staal, Jeroen Schelkens, Brian Power, Jeremy Pope, Robin Herstedhagen, Ivan Brito. And we've got Charles Leclerc but of course he isn't the real Charles Leclerc. That's Adelino Ho. Who's got a bit of a confusing name because you almost sometimes say the driver name that you see up on screen, but of course that's not representative of himself. So hopefully I won't say, oh, it's dry. At least it starts off dry.
There's a few clouds, but I don't think they'll risk anything.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell because the weather can change, but
Yeah.
it looks like we're gonna have a dry race. And actually Adelino is saying it's gonna be a dry to wet race, so maybe we will see a bit of rain then.
Ooh. Okay, that's exciting.
So we start with the formation lap. Jensen Randall, the championship leader, on pole position. Selma's in second, making his SRL debut. Logan Aron, he is currently second in the championship, third on the grid. And Sander Dulis, fourth in the championship and fourth on the grid as well, in front of Max Mulder. Currently sixth in the championship standings behind myself. Alexei Koivuniemen, he is also still inside the top 3 in the championship. And yeah, we could say still in the running, even though there is quite a sizable gap. Christian Doorman, also in his first year, but he's maturing himself nice as an SRL driver, currently in 7th place on the grid in front of Jesper Lampinen. And then Jurem Rustic in 9th place, also 9th in the championship, in front of the other rookie and his compatriot, Senna Hermeyer. Dion Stahl, he's had a bit of bad luck this season, but his pace is pretty solid. He's also racked up quite a few points, currently 7th in the standings. And also Jeroen Schelkens making another debutant here, making his SRL debut, I believe, in front of Brian Power and Jeremy Pope. And then Robin Hersdag and Ivan Brito. And Adelino Ho completing the grid.
I was just thinking, I'm kind of surprised there's only 2 British drivers on the grid of Jensen and Brian.
Yeah, and Brian is Welsh even. Of course it is part of Britain. But only one Englishman, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think Brian doesn't use the British flag. So he probably doesn't like to be called British.
Sorry,
you
Brian,
can see
you heard that?
all the drivers lining up. So if it does stay dry, it looks like it is going to be a one-stop for both the soft and medium runners. Here we go, SRL makes its debut at Imola, lights on red. And we're away for the inaugural race in San Marino. Jensen Randall from pole position. He got a bit of wheel spin that lost some crucial drive down to the first corner. It looks like it's going to be 3 wide into the first turn. Jensen Randall on the inside. Just about maintains the lead. We can see a few incidents at the back there. But looks like everyone has managed to go through the first couple of corners without any damage. Yellow flags though further behind.
As Max sends it against Logan, but couldn't get it done.
So Jensen Randall still leading the way in front of Logan Roy and Max Mulder, who has gained a position of the line up to the top 3 now. And yeah, Theodore some of this on this SRL debut. He's lost a few places, but still in 4th place, and he did show in qualifying that his pace is very solid indeed.
I was thinking as well, maybe the medium starters, maybe they'll stretch their stints till the intermediate periods.
Yeah, that could definitely be a strategy, to just stretch the first stint and hope that the rain is gonna come soon enough. That could definitely be.
I'm not sure what happens with.
Still a few yellow flags popping up here and there, but it is actually Logan Aron who has taken over the lead from Jensen Randall. So it might have been a mistake for the world champion that has lost him the lead now, and it's the Alpine overall who leads the way. Jensen Rendel behind him in
Maybe the
second, and still
softs
Max
of that.
Mulder in third. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's just. Oh, who's that? I was gonna say, I swear I just saw someone go off then. Oh, wait, yeah. Who was it? Was it one of Hass's? It's Kristen, I think.
Yeah, we keep seeing yellow flags pop up. It's difficult to really track where it's going on. It might be a little bit glitched because we saw it in all three sectors there, but Christian Dorman's still running in 10th place at the moment. It looks like no one has dropped back by a considerable amount. We can still see the yellow flags as the Williams was a bit of a moment there as well. Bit of contact there. Lots of banging going on there, but it looks like everybody is still in a straight line.
Ooh. Charles, I keep saying Charles Leclerc. I don't know
Yeah.
he's gone wide out of the chicane.
Yeah, I might mistakenly say Charles Leclerc again as well. It is difficult to make a mistake on it, but it is Adelino.
Oh, it is.
See a lot of
Ryan Power getting.
position change towards the back of the field. That might be because of an incident somewhere, but it's difficult to tell. We can see the Williams there of Brian Power spinning off into the infield. No, it was Ivan Brito. Apologies for that. Ivan Brito
he's in
made
the wall.
contact, and and Brian Power has crashed out as well.
Oh,
So
that's
both
both
the
of his
Williams
wheels.
drivers and virtual safety cars being
Yeah.
deployed. Well, this is so hectic. It's
You're
so
a nightmare.
like there's so many things going on. It's really difficult to actually keep track of everything. So we do have a
I
virtual
keep
safety car
switching.
now.
I keep seeing someone go off. I can't find them again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So unfortunately, Brian Power is done for the day. He's the first retirement, and both the Williams teammates having an incident at nearly the exact same time. But unfortunately, only Brian came off worse and can't continue his race. Even might have been able to go away with that with just some minor damage.
Do you think the soft runners are just really quick right now because of the tyres? Because we saw Selmas have poor start on the mediums. Jensen, you would expect if it was on softs to still be in the lead. So maybe the mediums isn't the best starting tyre right now, but in the long run, it could help.
Yeah, I think definitely also with the weather, if like the rain comes at a point like you said where the soft runners can't make it and the medium runners can, and of course they can effectively nearly skip an entire pit stop if it gets to the point where that works out. But of course we don't know when the rain is going to come, and that's going to be like if the perfect scenario for the medium runners does actually happen, but we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see if any battles.
It looks like Jeroen Schuikens had an incident. He has dropped back to the back of the field.
Yeah, it's very close right now. The closest is actually.
I think the timing is glitched, because now I can see Jeroen Schuikens up to
Yeah.
10th again. So yeah, there is probably something wrong with the timing board. But anyway, we'll just focus on the track action. It's still Logan Roll at the front of the race, and he's pulled away slightly from Jensen Rendel, 1.3 seconds. Does also set the fast lap, 1:17.269. So he's trying to maybe stretch Jensen Rendel. Of course, Jensen is on the medium tires, so that probably explains why he's having difficulties.
Oh my god, that scared me then. It's just lag.
Oh, it's just
On the
lag,
screen,
okay.
Because Alexi was going for a move against Selmas, and with the DRS open, the lag, it looks like he just spun and sent him into the wall.
Oh
then
damn,
next thing,
okay.
it was just still behind him.
Alexi Kovenemi up the inside of Selmas there. I think it was a bit of a illusion with the camera there being very far zoomed in. He wasn't quite far enough alongside. But a decent battle here going on for 4th place. Max Mulder is a few seconds ahead of that in 3rd position, 2.9 seconds behind Jensen Rendel. As we go further down the field, we can see Jure having a bit of an oversteer moment, and Dion Stas spinning off in Aqua Minerale. I just caught that. He's had a little spin, but he did manage to keep it out of the barrier, so he doesn't have any damage. And can continue his way. So,
only
Christian
lost
Dorman...
2 positions. So.
Yeah, he only lost 2 positions indeed. Might have overheated his rear tires a little bit, so... he will have to cool them down again. Senna Hermaier here.
Maybe take it easy for a lap or 2.
Exactly. Senna Hermaier in the Alfa Romeo, shaping up a move on the Haas of Christian Dorman. Up the inside, into the penultimate corner. Nearly side by side for the both of them. Can't quite get it done.
We've got a great scrap here for P4. Salma, Sandro and Alexi.
Certainly is. Salma's up to 4th. Ahead of Sandro Dulis and Alexi Koivuniemen right behind them. And, well, there is a bit of a gap to Max Mulder, but maybe if they can work together, there's still a chance for podium here. Considering also Selma's space, qualifying was very good.
I wonder if Selma's focused more on qualifying with like the wet setup. Maybe that's why he's struggling.
Maybe, yeah.
And there's the yellows. I'm not sure who that's for.
Or maybe he's just banging a really good lap. Because sometimes, you know, you can have those qualifying laps that elevate you a little bit higher than what your race pace is like, but still hanging in solidly in 4th position.
Very strong debut so far.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Jeremy Pope up to 11th place. As we continue to watch the battle for 4th. We can see the Haas with the number 95 in front of Senna, who's probably made a mistake and also picked up a couple of penalties.
As Sandro gets ahead of the Aston, but the Aston coming back at him.
A very nice battle indeed. The Sandro Dulis takes over 4th place. And will we have the pace to close on the Aston Martin in front of him? He's in a bit of an Aston Martin sandwich at the moment. As also Robin Herstagen gets through on Adelino, who is into the pit lane.
He's gone on to hards, interestingly, so maybe that's an indication that the rain is still quite far away.
Yeah, maybe he's just going to try to go to the end. I mean, they probably know what the weather is going to do better than what we do. So maybe, you know, sometimes it can take a long time as well for the track to get wet, so you can have like a forecast which says it's going to rain and then for the rain to not actually come at all, or very late in the race. You can't always like trust it completely.
But to me, it does look like it's getting cloudy now, getting a bit darker. So
yeah, it certainly doesn't look as clear as what it did a couple laps ago. As Selmas is a bit of a moment with the back end there coming out of the final corner, and it now puts him under pressure from Alexi Koivuniemen. Side by side for the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. Alexi Koivuniemen to the outside as we go to turn 1, and Selmas also going to the inside of Sandro Dulis. Oh, that was very, very close indeed. Sandro Dulis just about hangs on to P4, and also Selmas has managed to defend 5th position from Alexi as well.
I was expecting a big crash then.
Yeah, it nearly looked like they would, but yeah, very good driving from all 3 of them.
George Russell and Bottas.
Yeah, that almost reminded me of that as well. So this is the closest battle on track at the moment.
Alexi's probably getting quite frustrated now.
Yeah, maybe
probably getting up to the prime now.
Could well be the case that the mediums are now
also on the mediums
faring better than the softs. Yeah, Selma's also on the mediums indeed, so maybe they're stuck behind Sandro Dulis a little bit here.
Sandro's got just kind of just stuck at, I don't even know what to say. Sandro's just in the way.
Alexi Koivuniemen is going to try it again on Salmes, once again to the outside, but he is a little bit further alongside this time, and he actually gets it done before he gets to turn 1 and moves up to 5th place.
Maybe this is Alexi's charge now. He's
Yellow flags in
battery left.
Okay, yeah, maybe
well, neither of all 3 of them haven't.
Stroke might be difficult for ERS management with the long straight. And
Looks
yeah,
like
so
this track's quite a killer for the battery then, because most of them have barely anything left.
okay, yeah, I would say with like all the corners and breaking points, it won't be the most difficult track like Baku or Monza or something, but maybe it looks like some are struggling with it. We can see the Alfa Romeo of Senna. No, that was actually Jeroen Schelkens who just pulled out of the way, luckily. Christian Dorman here in the Haas in 12th position, just in front of Adelina Ho in 13th. They're also pretty close on track. And also Alexei Kovenemi just 3 tenths behind Sinodoulis, so it does look like the battle for 4th place is still the closest battle on track.
It could be
And
switching.
Alexei is gonna try it on the outside into turn 1. That was clean as you like on Sinodoulis. He just cut across the front of Sinodoulis' front wing there. And he now finally has clear track in front of him, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he can do now. Oh, Dion Stahl's crashed out. Dion Stahl, what has happened to him?
How's that? Oh, it's dropped in the last corner, I think.
On the exit of the last corner, we can see his car in the wall there. That's a force for him. Another DNF on lap 10. Well, it was probably lap 9 just to start lap 10, exiting the final corner. And that makes him the second retirement of the race. No virtual or full safety car for the moment, so we will press on. So Logan Aron still on the soft tires, 3.3 seconds ahead of Jensen Randall. Then 7 seconds to Max Mulder, who is probably gonna come under pressure from Alexei Kovenemi in a couple of laps time. We can see them in the same shot now on the start-finish straight. So maybe Alexei Kovenemi will start to close in on Max Mulder in front. Also, Selmas has decided to actually pit for a set of soft tires. So he feels like he can't stretch into the rain period. And also replaced his front wing actually, so he did have a little bit of damage, which might be the reason.
Oh.
Also, Sandro Drulis decided to pit for a new set of soft tires. So, I mean, you can't go to the end on softs, so they're probably counting on the rain to appear in a couple minutes time.
Did Sandro have damage as well, or?
I don't know, not as far as I know, but maybe he did and we just didn't notice it. Might be planned, but yeah, you would say that the mediums would be able to go longer if you stretch them, but maybe they just feel like it's gonna take too long and the mediums are just gonna wear out too much. As you can see, Jeremy Pope having a bit of an excursion through the gravel there.
Be just to see what.
Go ahead.
Be just to see what Logan does in the lead.
Yeah, because he is still also out on the soft tires, and yeah, he is stretched longer than some of the medium runners, so maybe Sanadoulis did have a bit of damage, I don't know.
Possibly. Actually, could. Can you see in the race director, see if they've had a wing change?
I don't think you can actually.
Oh yeah, you can. If you just go in the pit stops. Sandro's looked like it was planned, and Salmas had to change his wing.
Oh, okay, so you can actually see it. Oh yeah, I never actually realized that. Okay, so Sandro did make a planned stop from softs to softs, so he's trying to balance those two stints out probably.
Was he on softs? Did he start on softs?
Yeah, he started on softs too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of drivers into the pit lane now. And yeah, we can definitely see the phase of this race change when the rain is gonna hit.
I wonder how long these softs can last for the leaders.
Yeah, because Logan Aron has been on them for a very long time. For soft standards, already the 13th lap.
It's back to lap Adelino as well. his teammate.
Yeah, Lina is struggling at the moment. As is Jeroen Schelkens, who is in 16th position. He's had a tough day as well, but he does move ahead of them, who's of course crashed out a couple of laps ago. And still the fight going on for 6th place between Sandro Dulis, Selmas. Yeah, any Alfa Romeo there is a left car officially, so currently a two-way fight for 6th, with Alexei Kovenemi, of course, who's now broken free of this group, with Jeroen Buss in between them.
Their safety car would be nice right now.
Yeah, to be honest, it would. Also, Jensen Rendell is starting to close down Logan Rawn at the front. Of course, maybe his mediums are definitely starting to feel better now, probably, with the extra tyre life.
Logan actually pits.
Oh, and he does actually come into the pit lane. And he's gonna switch to mediums. So he's planning to go longer. So yeah, interesting that Sandro went for another set of softs, so he's really counting on the rain then.
I think the mediums could go to the ends now.
Yeah, I think they could, yeah.
So, maybe Sandro didn't need to go in the softs. Because that is unusual, I think.
Yeah, I think he's counting on the rain and he's trying to balance the two soft stints. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Senna Hervayer has crashed out from 13th position.
Oh, I was literally about to say, I see so many yellow flags but no safety cars.
And we do actually have a safety car now. I just saw it leaving the pit lane on board with Jeroen Schelkens, Senna's teammate. And I can't tell where Senna actually crashed out, but that's unfortunate for him. He's had quite a fair share of DNFs this season, and again, another race where I want to finish.
And we've got the race leader into the pits. Like a free pit stop this.
Yeah, this is perfect for Jensen Rendell.
He's gone onto the softs. Interesting.
I was trying to find where Senna Hervayer did crash out, but I think his car's disappeared, so Jensen Rendell also pitting for softs indeed. Max has decided to go to mediums. So I think, yeah, everybody who pits for mediums is probably aiming to go to the end, and everyone who's going for softs is aiming to go to the inters and hoping for the rain to fall, I think. Senna's saying he just had no grip out of nowhere. Oh, and actually I saw even Peter going into the wall there as well, and he's damaged his wing.
Yeah, maybe Jensen thinks the rain's going to hit sooner rather than later. Because it is getting a bit cloudy. So maybe it could possibly rain soon. I can't tell. Not a weatherman.
Yeah, I mean, maybe with the safety car it does of course increase the tire life a little bit during the slow laps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mesic has also pitted for mediums and he just rejoins ahead of Selmas.
I forgot, can lap cars unlap themselves under the safety car?
No, unfortunately they can't.
Ah.
I think.
Because we've got Jeremy Pope behind Jensen right now.
Yeah, unless you're like the lead car, I'm not sure. I don't think they're allowed to actually pass the leaders. So, for I think us as a neutral spectator, it is good that we do have a safety car and another restart and everything bunched up again. So Jensen Rendell on the softs. He's probably hoping for the rain to come, but Logan Rawn in second has opted for mediums, as has Max Mulder in third. Alexei Kovenemi also on the soft tires, as is Sandro Dulis. And then all the drivers behind them, Jesper Lampen and Jeroen Buss, Theodoris Samanidis, Christian Doorman, Robin Hersthagen, Jeremy Pope, Ivan Brito, and also Adelina Ho. And even Jeroen Schelkens in 15th have all opted for mediums, apart from Robin Herstagen, who's even fitted hards. And actually, correct that, Adelino and Jeroen both on the soft tires. So they are probably also going for a similar strategy as the first two drivers on softs.
One thing that's interesting as well, Jesper in
Rain.
P6.
I can see the rain.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The first raindrop starting to appear as we are behind the safety car. So, is anyone actually gonna already fit Inters during the safety car period? Because you can get a cheap pit stop, of course.
You could, but I think it's too early.
Yeah, it is probably too early, yeah. But maybe like by the time the safety car goes away, you can maybe get enough time by having pitted under the safety car. Because of course now you can pit and join the queue again and lose less time, but you're probably gonna lose time at the safety car restart and burn out the tires. But yeah, like you said, Jesper Lampinen in 6th actually is on very old medium, so he's just decided to go for track position altogether.
And looks like that's going to pay off for him.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Because now everyone will have to pit anyway.
The experience is helping here from
yeah, probably.
Well, to be fair, most of these drivers are experienced drivers. Racing multiple leagues or been racing for years, can't speak.
Yeah. I mean, to have a bit of an overview, I think, of course, the most experienced drivers are the drivers like Sander Dulis and Dion Stowe, who have been here since the beginning, so this is their 7th season. Also, Louis Quinlan is racing at the moment, but like Jure Music, also his 4th season now. Actually 5th season already. Alexei Kovenemi is in his first full season. Jens Ren is in his 3rd season for him. Getting distracted there. Senna Herway is rookie. Brian Power in his 3rd season as well.
Look at this. Couple of people onto the Inters. Selmas.
Oh, some drivers are indeed already fitting intermediate tires.
So what you were saying earlier, let's see if it works for them.
That's interesting. So, yeah, Selmas and Jeremy Pope have pitted very early, but they are getting a very cheap pit stop under the safety car conditions. And of course they can drive slowly now, so they won't have to burn up the tires. They're just gonna hope that the rain is gonna bucket down now before the safety car actually goes into the pits.
I remember in qualifying, because right now I would say the track still looks dry.
Yeah.
But we thought that in qualifying and the Inters were still quicker, so...
Yeah, I mean, I think, good point.
There.
This is probably similar to what it was like at the end of qualifying, and we saw that intermediate tires were actually the better tire at that point. And it's only gonna get better from here.
Yeah.
So will anyone react to this? Actually, no, because the safety car is gonna actually go in this lap.
Yeah, the drivers need to be careful going down to turn 1 because high speeds, then a bit of rain could easily lock a wheel up.
Absolutely. You don't want to do a Bottas from Hungary.
Oh, yeah. Just wipe out multiple people.
Yeah. So we are pretty much just over halfway, 17 or 32. And it's a new phase of this race, a new restart, new weather conditions. Some drivers on intermediate tires, some drivers on softs, some drivers on mediums. Even, well, Senna Herway wasn't hard, but he has crashed out, and we are going to restart this race now. Actually, yeah, Robin Herstagen on hards as well. Jensen Rendel in the lead on soft tires in front of Logan Aron. Also, Max Wilder there coming under pressure from Alexei Kovenemi, who's trying to look to the outside, as you can already see yellow flags as well. Further back, Sander Dulis in 5th place in front of Jesper Lampinen. Jurgen Brusic with Christian Dormer right behind him.
I'm just keeping on board, keeping an eye on the Inters, and right now I don't think they've made a good call.
Yeah, it looks like they are struggling. Selmos still in 10th place with a Haas behind him, but he is a lap down. There's Jeremy Pope, of course, being a lap down. Can't quite keep up with the group in front of him.
I wonder... There's a lot of yellow flags, but I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's weird. It might be a bit of a glitch that we constantly have yellow flags.
And Christian, it looks like he was doing a bit of rallycross then. All over the place.
But I think at this point, this might be the crossover for the intermediate tires, because it does look very wet now.
Mm.
So will anyone pit already on this lap? It looks like Jensen
It does look
is staying out.
It's staying out.
Yeah.
Logan's risking it.
Yeah, Logan is risking it. He is going to try to get the undercut on Jensen Randall.
Oh, Max. It looks like he's trying to bait someone.
Oh, did he try to bait Alexi to go to the pit lane?
Yeah.
He's currently under pressure from the Finn. Still holds on to third position. Also, Jeroen Marussi just decided to stay out. As has Selmas. And Jeroen Schelkens is unfortunately crashed out. And he becomes the fourth retirement. Sandro Dulis also into the pit lane, so he's going to also fit the intermediate tires. Have they made the right decision? I think they have. Jensen Randall, I think, is going to struggle here. As well, Max Muller and Lexi Kovenemi.
Leader right now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks to be too wet for slicks, doesn't it?
He's coping with it, but it doesn't look quick.
Alexi has gone through on Max Mulder now. Jeroen Risic still in fourth position. And behind him, nearly everyone is on Inters apart from Sandro Dulis. Did Sandro select the wrong tires? He is on mediums, but I think he did pit. He must have made a mistake. That's really unfortunate for him. So Sandro Dulis now under pressure from Selmas. No, actually.
Looks like Adelino's doing the same thing as well.
Yeah, and Selma's now up the inside of Jeroen Risic. That's the difference between intermediates and slicks. So yeah, Jeroen will have to pit now. Without a doubt, the track is still wet for the slicks, absolutely. And also Jens Rando is in. Now where will Jens Rando come out? I think Logan Ron is going to jump him.
Yeah, plus as well, both Mercedes pit in, so Alexi's going to get held up by a second or two, possibly.
Yeah, indeed, double stack for them. Logan Ron currently exiting the final corner. Will he be able to get the run on Jensen Randall? Randall just leaving the pit lane now. This is going to be very close indeed, but it looks like Jensen Randall has actually had a very good in-lap and still rejoins well ahead of him actually. I thought it was going to be much closer than that.
Yeah. I was on board defense in that lap, and like I said, he had it under control, but he didn't look quick.
Yeah, that's very impressive from Jensen Randall to keep up that kind of lap time on the slicks on the wet track. Talk about slicks on the wet track. Max Mulder and Jeroen Risic, they still haven't pitted yet.
Oh, that's a mistake, I think.
Yeah, that must be a mistake. I mean, look at how wet the track is. They're gonna lose so much time now. Max Mulder's still leading the race on mediums. Look at the track. Look at how wet it is. 3 seconds to Selmas. That gap's gonna, well, be closed down by a fair amount.
What's the strategy call by Selmas to pit?
Yeah, I mean, he had, well, a really good undercut, of course, with that safety car pit stop. Getting away with a very cheap pit stop when everybody was still out on the slicks. Jeroen is now being overtaken by Jensen Randall, and he's probably going to soon be overtaken by the other drivers behind him as well, because he is losing a lot of time on the mediums.
I think Selmas could win his debut race here, because his qualifying pace in these conditions was very quick.
That would be awesome. But Jeroen Risic and Max Mulder both still staying out. Are they counting on the rain to disappear?
Maybe.
Very interesting.
That's the only thing I can think of, but maybe Max just wants to say he led the race.
Well, yeah, he did lead it. He has now been overtaken by his teammate Selmas. It's still an Aston Martin 1-2, but Max Mulder is going to struggle here. I mean, the track is just not right for the medium tires anymore.
Maybe, I highly doubt it, but he'll try and keep Jensen behind for a while.
Yeah, honestly, I'm very curious. I'm definitely going to talk to them after this race to why they made this decision, because I can't think of a reason. I mean, the tires are just not suited to these conditions.
They're losing so much time. Maybe they're expecting a safety car. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, because the track also isn't going to dry out in a short space of time, I think, when it gets to this point.
Yeah. As Alexi is now passing on.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Jeroen is now down to 6th place. Now, will Max this time finally pit? No, he won't. He stays out another lap. Jeroen, what are you gonna do, mate? Are you gonna stay out as well? It looks like he
From
is.
pit. No, he's
Yeah,
staying
he's
out.
also gone past the pit lane. So, Max Gelder and Jeroen Rusic both have a really peculiar strategy here. And Jeroen Rusic is soon going to be overtaken by Jesper Lampinen.
I'd love to know what they're thinking. Like,
Yeah, I'd love to as well. So here comes
did they?
Jesper up the inside into turn 3. Oh, easily
We've
gets
got
it done.
Jensen right behind Max now. He's holding him up, to be fair.
Yeah,
If
Jensen's
you
gonna
ask
have to be
him.
careful. Oh, that was very close. Jensen on the grass with a wheel there, up the inside into
Look,
Aquaminali.
Max has got
Max
no
is...
grip.
Yeah, he's got no grip. 7.8 seconds. I mean, yeah, that strategy call from Selmas to pit under the safety car has worked out perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't believe Max Mulder and Jeroen Rusic are both still on medium tires. They're the only ones in the field, and they're just gonna drop back further and further if they don't pit.
There's a yellow flag. Is that Jeroen Rusic train chant? Surprisingly not. Oh no, it's Adelino. I think people want the slick runners, but it's not. Max is actually fighting Logan.
Yeah, I mean, he's still trying to defend third position. Logan Rod up the inside into turn 1. Max tries to fight it, but he doesn't have anything to fight with.
He can't carry speed through the corners.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I don't know. I mean, every time it surprises me that they go past the pit lane.
I can't even speak. I'm that confused.
Also, Christian Doorman, sorry to interrupt, he's going on the outside of the McLaren Robin Herstagen into turn 1. Herstagen doing well to defend that for the time being. Doorman will have the second bout with Cherry here on the second straight, as DRS has been
DRS
enabled. Okay, so Max and Jeroen might know something that we didn't. But okay, that changes the reason why they might have actually decided to stay out.
They could have done the absolute blinder here.
So it was a very brief shower of rain. So yellow flags on sector 2 and 3. Okay, so Selmas leads the way. Jensen is into the pit lane. Is he gonna fit slicks? He is. Soft tires. Okay, wait. So we were laughing at Max and Jure. Might actually turn out to have the best strategy. Okay.
Sorry, Max. Sorry.
I will never doubt you again. We're really sorry. Okay,
I
so
hope the F1 teams are watching this. I am up.
So third is Samanidis leading the way on the inters. It is now Max Mulder in second on the mediums. He just skipped 2 pit stops. Jensen Rendell is going out of the pit lane in third place, just in front of Jure. He basically skipped 2 pit stops as well. I mean, they did lose a little time, but of course they can get so much time back by not having to pit twice. Jure Marus is now up into 4th place. Logan Ron in 5th on the sauce in front of Alexei Kovenemi and Jesper.
And surely Selmas will pit, so Max will be leading.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, of course. Selmas is gonna have to pit again. And everybody's into the lane now. Suddenly, it's like there's a sudden heat wave over the track or something. I've never seen a track dry out so quickly.
Yeah.
Look
Compared
at that.
to qualifying as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I can't see any standing water anymore on the track. It looks almost completely dry.
Here we are, back to green flag racing.
Oh, and the McLaren has gone off into the wall there. That is Robin Herstagen. He's lost his front wing. Probably cold tires, but you do have to be careful running on a damn track with new cold slicks.
Yeah, the Selmas does pit.
So Samanidis into the pit lane to also fit the soft tires. He's gonna lose quite a few positions
He'll probably
here.
lose his place to Jensen again.
Yeah, Jensen on the start finish right now. He might just about jump him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. So Samanidis drops back down into 3rd position. He just manages to rejoin in front of Jeroen Rusic.
The Jensen's got about 11 seconds to catch a Max with about 7-8 laps left.
I mean, this almost reminds me of Abu Dhabi. When Max was leading after the safety car, the final
It does,
safety
yeah.
car, and Jensen Randall was, he dropped back because he had a few incidents
It
as
was
well,
like,
and then managed to close him down and win the race.
yeah.
So,
It's always when those two are here.
yeah, maybe we influenced it somehow. So this is actually a really exciting prospect. Max Mulder has never won an SRL race before. He was very close last week in Spa. He finished in second there because he had a timing penalty. He actually crossed the line in first place. But this is his golden chance to win a race in SRL. 7 laps to go, and he leads by 8.8 seconds, but is Jensen Rendel behind him, arguably the fastest driver of the grid.
He is flying Jensen right now.
And also on the softer tire. So, Max, you have been handed this leading position on the plate because of the strategy, but you're gonna have to finish this. Already 7.7 seconds. This could be a very exciting end to this race.
Jensen's got a lap car to pass, but shouldn't be an issue.
And also,
Christian gets out the way.
in
Yes,
4th place. This would
P4.
equal his best result in SRL. I think he has finished 4th once before in Spa a couple of years ago, so this would be a great result from him.
Look at the gap just coming down. 6.3 now.
Jensen Ren was
No.
flying 5.8 seconds. Goodness me.
If what would you do if you Max? Would you use your battery to keep the gap as high as possible, or would you save it to defend with?
Yeah, to be honest, I think maybe like find a compromise in that to have a little bit left when Jensen does actually arrive, but of course he can't afford to drop the pace by too much. Jensen Rendell just put in the fast lap of the race as well, and he's close to get back down to 5.3 seconds. Oh no, Max has picked up a penalty.
Oh no. I'm gonna check Jensen's warnings. He has 2.
Oh, Jensen Rendell also on 2 penalties, and he's of course pushing hard as well. I mean, he's got 4.8 seconds to close down, which is definitely not easy. By all means, even if you're called Jensen Randall. But it's unfortunate that Max Mulder has picked up that penalty, because that's gonna just, well, make it so much harder. And yeah, it's gonna make it so much easier for Jensen. But maybe we do have to keep in mind, there is still a chance Jensen also picks up a penalty and it does end up actually being a fight for position. But Jensen is now 8 tenths away from the effective lead if we count the penalty from Max.
And we've got Alexei right behind Joe Marusic now for P4. As is Logan.
Yeah, good trip going on here for 4th position indeed. And yeah, with that strategy, I mean, there might have been a bit of communication between Max Mulder and Joe Marusic, hence why they both stayed out, but great strategy from those two nonetheless. And Joe Marusic doing really well here to still stick it out in 4th place. He is trying to defend from Alexei, but of course with the DRS, that is going to be very difficult. Also Logan running the Alpine. Joe Marusic taking the defending line into turn 1, and he tucks back in just in time, drops back to 6th place. And he does have a gap of 2.1 seconds behind him now, so still 6th place would be very solid for the Dutchman.
And Jesper's got a penalty as well, so...
Oh yeah. So Jure could be on for 6th place and a very solid result. Meanwhile at the front, Max Mulder, 2.6 seconds to Jensen Randall. I mean, Jensen is gonna arrive, that there is no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to, like, really count in the penalty just yet, because we also know Jensen Randall's on 2 warnings. So, like, we don't know if this fight is actually... I mean, it could actually end up being for position if Jensen also picks up 1 more warning.
I think if Jensen did get a penalty though, I think he'll still get him. The pace difference is just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, still over 3 laps to go. I mean, you're right. He probably, I mean, Max is obviously going to defend, but
Yeah.
in terms of pace, Jensen is definitely going to get ahead of him.
Oh, is Jeremy
And
Pope's
Jeremy Pope is
out.
crashed out.
Oh, VSC safety car.
Oh, safety car. Okay, so I mean, this is probably going to help Jensen Reno, isn't it? Unless,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to pit so late on.
If anything, it's hindered Max. With
Yeah,
that penalty, he could lose multiple positions.
yeah, this has definitely hindered him. Oh, actually, a few drivers do actually off the pit. Sandro Dooley is into the pit lane, as is Ivan Brito.
Let's see if anyone else pits at the front. I'll be surprised if they do.
And Sam Brand tuning in live chat, saying this race is mental. Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, unfortunately, we're going to have a very short sprint at the end, probably, with this late safety car, but...
Max tried to bait Jensen into the pits.
I mean, yeah, I can totally understand these, of course. Yeah, that's the tactic that you're gonna try to use when you're in this position. But yeah, I think Jensen is smart enough to not fall for that.
It'd be funny if he did pit though.
Yeah. I mean, ashamedly, a similar thing happened to me in the GT3 race this season when I was running behind Max, and he basically baited me to go into the pits. And you know, the pit entry is actually very early on this track, on Porsche Cars 2 at least. And
Yeah.
on that game, if you speed by too much, you actually get disqualified. And
What?
that actually
Oh,
happened
wow.
to me. So he basically baited me. I went in the pits, went too quickly, and ended my race. So
wow.
I think he tried the same tactic on Jensen, but yeah, it didn't work with him. Because obviously he isn't that stupid as I am.
Oh, that's funny.
So this is going to be a 2-lap sprint if the safety car is going to come in this lap, and it is
Yeah,
going
it's
to.
in this lap.
So everybody on soft tires apart from Max, and yeah, I mean, he's probably going to try everything to defend that, but yeah, it's just a shame that he picked up that penalty.
Yeah. You never know. People behind him could still get penalties, pushing, and everyone's all bunched up now. So
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It could also cause a few problems for Jensen if Max now tries to back him up into the field, with the pack now being so close.
maybe Salmas could go for a dive bomb.
Yeah, I mean, he suddenly is within a shot of, well, definitely a podium, maybe even a race win, who knows. Max Mulder has decided to go.
Max
We are
is
back
fighting.
on the way for the final 2 laps of the Heavily Grand Prix. Jensen Rendel looking up the inside into turn 1. Who can break later into the first corner here? Jensen Rendel has got the preferred line and he's already through.
Them
Max Mulder
mediums
down
have
to
gone.
second. Yeah, I mean, those mediums are definitely starting to struggle now. And he's got Salmas behind him in
Max.
third.
Max needs to let him past.
Yeah, if he's gonna play the team game here, then definitely, because those fresh soft tires are gonna be a lot quicker.
But Max was tough, but I don't think he's going to do that.
Probably not. So already a big gap to Sandro Dooley's in 8th. It looks like he's 14 seconds behind Joe Marisic, so there might have been... Did he? Then maybe he didn't close up in time because he pitted. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Or there might have been a bit of an incident. So we basically have a lead group of 7 drivers with Joe Marisic at the back of it. So Jensen Randall, he is looking pretty safe and secured.
Max again tried to bait his teammate into the pits.
I mean, he's just trying absolutely everything to get something out of this race. But Jensen Rendon now with the commanding lead. Max now under pressure from his teammates side by side into turn 1. Lexi Koivuniemen as well
Oh,
following
has
him.
Max
And
cut the track a bit then, I think.
I think he might have, but he did actually take over second position again from his teammate. He's definitely not helping his teammate out there. He's holding up everyone behind him and trying to just, I guess, hold on for as many positions as he can. Oh, that's very close into there. Alexi is forced onto the grass and loses a bit of drive because of that. Now Logan and Ron actually capitalize on that, and also a spin for Jesper Lopen, and he's right in the way. Humris has just managed to avoid him. So that was all very close into there. It all going off here on the last lap. And Logan Ronna up into 4th place behind Selma's looking for his first podium in SRL. Max Mulder's still in 2nd place, but he is going to lose a couple of positions with his penalty.
What an ending to this race.
Absolutely crazy, but unaware of the drama behind him, Jensen Rendel wins yet another race and sets the fast lap on the last lap, 1:15.9. Awesome race by him. Selmas Thodoris Samanidis on his SRL debut finishes in a really impressive 2nd place and clinches his maiden podium. Logan Aron ends up in 2nd place, taking the final spot on the podium, capitalizing on the penalty from Max Mulder, who drops back to 5th place. But what a race we have seen here in the first SRL race on this track in the F1 series. Ivan Priest, I guess, driver of the day. And after all that, after everything that has been thrown at him, it is still Jensen Rendel who has come out on top.
We should come back every week. If it's us that make the good races.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it. But yeah, maybe that's the thing. Maybe I just like not need. I need to not be a part of the race, and for the racing to actually get good, seems like.
Niek announced shocking retirement.
Although in saying that, the previous race was also very exciting. So Jensen Rendel wins the race and increases his lead in the World Championship, 5.3 seconds ahead in the end of Thodoris Samanidis in 2nd place on his SRL debut. Logan Aron in 3rd position, Alexi Koivuniemen in 4th, Max Mulder 5th, Jurem Risic, very solid 6th place from him, Jesper Lopen in 7th, Senadudis in 8th. I think he will be slightly disappointed. I think he made him 2nd end, which dropped him back, and actually only the top 8 on the lead lap, of course, with that late safety car. Christian Doorman in 9th place, and the final point going to Robin Hersthagen, and Ivan Brito being the last finisher. So, what a contrast in pit stops as well. 4 stops for Selmas in 2nd place, 1 stop for Max Mulder in 5th. That's crazy, 3 pit stop difference.
You got 5 stops for Sandro and Christian there.
Oh yeah, so a 4 stop difference even between some drivers. Oh yeah, and of course Sandro Dulles did have that moment where he accidentally switched to mediums instead of inters, which of course also dropped him back. He's now pointing that in the live chat. He's saying nice of them putting me on mediums instead of inters. Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate. And that certainly compromised Sandro Dulles in the result today. But that has been it for round 14 of season 7 in SRL. And well, we had a race that started dry, went to wet, and then went to dry again, and some very interesting strategies, a lot of split strategies, and also a fair share of incidents and safety cars, and another 2-lap sprint at the end, just like a couple of rounds ago in Abu Dhabi. And Jensen Rendel still showing that he is arguably the best driver with another masterclass of driving and tactics, clinching another victory. And also well done to Thodoris Samanidis, clinching 2nd place in his first ever race in SRL. And
could be a challenger next season.
Yeah, could definitely be. I mean, he definitely showed that he has the pace to mix it up at the front here in SRL in his first race. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do in the future races as well. But certainly a good one today again. SRL has delivered once more. So, for anybody still watching the live stream, thank you very much for tuning into this race, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Next race is going to be, I believe, in the GT3 series for the 5th round in Oschersleben. But I can actually verify that before I provide everyone with false information.
Oh wow! I just looked in the chat. Selmas had is that floor damage for the
Oh
whole
yeah,
race?
yeah, it looks like he had. From the first lap as well even.
Yeah,
So that does make his drive probably even more impressive.
that in them conditions as well.
Yeah. But anyway, that's been it for round 14 of season 7 in SRL. And that's been it for the inaugural San Marino Grand Prix in Imola. So for everybody still watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. See you then.